We're joined now by South African Weather Service forecaster Edward Engelbrecht. A very good evening to you, Edward. Thank you for your time. I mean, we're hearing there a few South Africans talking about how they think the weather will affect them. Some warning that, people should make sure that they stay warm. Others asking for charitable ways to extend that warmth to others who don't have. What is your sentiment as we observe the weather forecast and take a look at what's in store this weekend?
Yes, so definitely especially the Western Cape, we will see a succession of cold fronts for the next week moving over the Western Cape. That's why we have that level 1 warning, although we're not expecting a lot of rain for tomorrow. It's going to be about accumulations of 10 to 15 millimeters, but we have seen already the grounds are quite saturated. So as a result of that, we expect that flooding to still continue, but it's only expected to be a level 1 for disruptive rainfall. So especially for Cape Town, for people to extend that, that help other people out, for the next week be quite important.
You mentioned level 1, and we've heard quite a lot with the forecast warnings, impact-based warnings, some color-coded depending on which part of the country you are. How should one differentiate from how bad or how severe the warning is depending on the level?
So the way we do the warnings now is we specifically look at how vulnerable communities are. So, for example, in this case, for tomorrow over the Western Cape, although we're not expecting a lot of rain, we've seen that there's been quite a lot of rainfall over the past few days already, and like I said, it is quite saturated. So, therefore, the warning will account for what has already occurred. And then as well, certain communities will be more vulnerable than others. So our warnings will be based on how vulnerable communities are. So depending on that, the level might be, the impact of the rain might be more severe in, for example, a informal settlement than it is, for example, over maybe just over the interior, over farms or something, where it's not very populated. So we now account for how vulnerable communities and certain areas are to certain weather conditions, and that's how the warnings are based. And then, like I said, so it ranges from 1 to 10, and that's based on the impact and the likelihood for that occurring. So then we have anything from minor to severe impacts, and then also yellow warnings usually would be minor impacts, and then where we go to orange warnings, we expect about significant impacts, and then when we're looking at red colors, it's more severe impacts that will require municipal or national intervention.
Yeah, you mentioned something important there, community vulnerability, something that emergency services are keeping a very close eye on. They're on standby, especially in areas where, fires could break out, as emergency services warn people against caution when it comes to heating devices. Exactly how cold will it get, and what advice do you have for residents?
Yes, so for the next week, especially over the Western Cape, as I mentioned, there's going to be a succession of cold fronts moving over the Western Cape. It's mainly going to affect the Western Cape. So temperatures are going to range, maximums during the daytime. It's going to range into the low to mid-teens. And then looking at the interior of South Africa, especially for tomorrow, we're still expecting the minimums to be minimums reaching freezing levels over much of the interior. So Free State, southern parts of Gauteng, large parts of the Northern Cape. But we do see for the next, from Sunday, the temperatures will recover slightly. And then again it looks like again from Wednesday, temperatures across the country may drop again as well. So we do advise residents to just prepare for that again, and yeah, fire danger conditions as well. We do look. It does seem like it's going to be quite windy as well for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
So that's always a problem when there's strong winds and you're looking at fire outbreaks that spread very easily. So yeah, we do advise the public as well to have a look at our website for any fire danger warnings that we do issue as well, and keep up on our social media pages as well.
Okay, very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That quality of that audio there fading slightly, but getting the gist of what you've had to say there. South African Weather Service forecaster Edward Engelbrecht giving us a sense of what to expect as the cold front reaches various parts of the country.